discuss rather than. Rather than can be used as a preposition, as a correlative conjunction, or as a coordinating conjunction. In this video I am going to talk about how rather than is used as a preposition. Let us first see the meaning of rather than. Rather than means के बजाय, के बदले, instead of, in place of, as a substitute for, or as alternative to. As a preposition, rather than exhibits the usual characteristics of a preposition, that is, the characteristics shown by a normal or regular preposition like at, about, on. First, characteristics. It takes a prepositional complement, which can be a noun or a noun phrase, a pronoun, a gerund, for example eating, a bare infinitive or infinitive without to, for example eat, or a what clause. Second, characteristics, which is common to all the prepositions. It cannot take a to infinitive and that clause as a complement. Third, characteristics. Rather than cannot have a subjective case form of a person pronoun, that is, rather than cannot have they, he, or she as its complement. We have to use the objective case form of these person pronouns, that is them, him, or her. Fourth, characteristics. Its position in a clause as a prepositional phrase is mobile, that is, as a prepositional phrase it can be placed in initial, mid, or terminal position of a clause where it occurs. Let us understand with the help of some examples how preposition rather than is used in a sentence. First example, Ram eats a mango every morning rather than an apple. Here a rather than is a preposition and an apple is its complement, which is a noun. Here rather than is structurally a prepositional phrase and functionally is an adverb phrase modifying the verb eats. As one of the characteristics of a preposition, this rather than phrase can be placed initially so that the sentence becomes rather than an apple, Ram eats a mango every morning. इसका हिंदी अनुवाद होगा, राम खाता है एक आम हर सुबह सेब के बजाय, या फिर सेब के बजाय राम खाता है एक आम हर सुबह. Let us take second example. Ram eats rotten mangoes rather than throwing them away. Here again rather than has been used as a preposition and throwing them away is its complement, which is a gerund. This prepositional phrase is again functioning as an adverb phrase modifying or qualifying the verb eats. This prepositional phrase can again be placed initially so that the sentence becomes rather than throwing rotten mangoes away, Ram eats them. राम खाता है सड़े हुए आम उनको फेंकने के बजाय, या फिर सड़े हुए आमों को फेंकने के बजाय राम खाता है उनको. इसका पैसिव वॉइस होगा, rotten mangoes are eaten by Ram rather than being thrown away. Here both the verbs, that is eats and throwing them away, have been changed into passive voice. Here being thrown away is a gerund in passive voice, which is complement to the preposition rather than. Let us take third example. Ram will eat rotten mangoes rather than throw them away or throwing them away. Here the preposition rather than is taking a bare infinitive as its complement. Alternatively, we can also use a gerund in place of bare infinitive as complement to preposition rather than. Here again, rather than phrase is functioning as an adverb phrase modifying or qualifying the verb eat. This rather than phrase can be placed initially, that is, rather than throw those rotten mangoes away, Ram will eat them. Let us change this into passive voice for our practice purpose. Those rotten mangoes will be eaten by Ram rather than be thrown away. Here, bare infinitive in passive voice has been used as complement to the preposition rather than. Let us take fourth and last example. Ram eats a mango every morning rather than what is given to him as a breakfast. Here the preposition rather than is taking a what clause as its complement. इसका हिंदी मीनिंग होगा राम खाता है एक आम हर सुबह के बजाय उसके जो उसे दिया जाता है खाने के लिए ब्रेकफास्ट के रूप में. As discussed earlier, rather than as a preposition cannot take subjective case form of a personal pronoun, that is, we cannot use they after a rather than as its complement. We cannot also use a that clause or an to infinitive clause as complement to preposition rather than. That's it for now. In my next video, I'll be talking about how rather than is used as a coordinating conjunction and as a correlative conjunction.